Quem estuda aqui já sai da faculdade preparado para as práticas do mercado. Chegou a sua vez de aprender a sua profissão e se preparar para o mercado com uma infraestrutura de ponta. Ocupe seu lugar.
Split, because I think across the board he's been very solid. There are very few games, compare that to last split, where you can see he had some really bad games and he cost Mad Lions some important games. This is probably one time we've seen really struggle of his own volition.
So now we're putting Broken Blade instead. But now Elioya looking to respond. Pink ward here. I mean, I think Broken Blade's just going to dash out into the Ulti Road.
Counter-strike hits, but of course Broken Blade can just walk away. Does have that refillable ticking over as well. Broken Blade, Wave really not in a good position for him, and he does need someone to come and crash this, so helping out a little bit. He can just stand back as well. Jankos, as you see, on his way up here to make sure that Broken Blade can push forward a little bit more. But with Nisqy having cryo in mid, he can then move first. Jankos realizes he has the back away, caps then moves across, but in the end, nothing really happens, and Armor continues to have the lane advantage towards that top lane in terms of waste status.
Now, of course, we have been talking a huge amount about the top side of the map due to what has been happening. Let's have a quick look at the bot side of the map, because you'll notice that Unforgiven finds himself with an 8 CS lead for the time being. Now, of course, you expect that in a Draven Lulu lane, you'd have a lot of power, a lot of dominance, but you have to be very careful when playing into a Leona, because especially around the level 3 mark, things can get very deadly, and the moment you lose your flash as a range support, that can be very detrimental to the lane. There's a real risk of setting up for the dives, and you know how often Nisqy likes to roam, so Flacken and Targamas, given that Jankos was pathing towards top, have been forced to play a lot more defensively, but you expect that priority to shift back towards the top bot side of the map soon, given that you are playing towards...
Oh! Flash forward, there's the Zenith Blade shield going down onto Caps, tries to heal up with the Orbit of Deception, but it's not enough. Kaiser with the Ignite will get the first kill of the game for the Mad Lions. Kaiser can look to help push out this wave alongside Nis.
Yeah, great pickup from Matt there initially. I really like the movement from G2, because you could see their idea. They had Jankos around, they had Takamas around, but crucially, Nisqy finds the knockback onto Caps. It's a great setup for him. 2 versus 3 is essentially. But what's very curious between the matchup so far is just like, we take a look at the movement, we take a look at the jungle, we take a look at the support. They are matching each other quite frequently. We take this blow for blow, movement for movement all the time so far in the 6 minutes of the game.
And, you know, we talked about how the early game was very much focused around the top side, and now the rest of the map is starting to get a little bit more involved. Good roam there from Kaiser. You can see across at the bottom of your screen the gold shifting. Bot side of the map, slight advantage for Mad. Top side of the map, slight advantage for G2, which results in a pretty much dead-even game for now.
Kaiser's back's going to be so... No TP on him, remember, Jankos no flash here. Sorry, no flash, yeah, means that Kaiser's not going to be able to get away. Flackard with a great stop there, cashes in as well, and gets himself about a 400 gold lead.
Yeah, so they're going to pick up the Drake, but they see the Leona out of position. Crucially comes down there, finds the stand aside, slow into another pillar, and there's just nothing Kaiser can do, so I think he could just get aggressive on the other side. Jankos could start up the Drake here if he was really feeling himself. At mid lane in a decent position, as the bot lane, of course, in a good position too, but wants to clear up those bot lane camps and the red buff and Crocs as well.
You can see Flacker with that kill now. 1,300 gold in his back pocket to go back and spend. Last week he had a great performance on the Sivir and the Draven. 19-1 and 16. Mad Lions looking to try and shut Broken Blade out of this a little bit.
You can actually see the map move from Jankos right now. He's skipping all his bot side camps because he knows that Crash is coming in on top side. So he says, I'm going to be selfless. I'm going to come up and help my laner immediately. Slows down the clear a little bit, but this movement from Jankos is super important in terms of just keeping this Gwen stable, making sure the enemy cannot pick up the shot down.
Good awareness from Jankos there. Broken Blade going to be able to catch that whole wave. Of course, he's a little bit down in CS, but that doesn't really matter to him when he finds himself 2-0-0 right now. We heard earlier on from Wonder talking about his slightly new, updated Gwen build. We'll see if Blade looks to emulate the same path. We've already been seeing a lot of death caps ever since her changes on the patch. I wonder if we will continue to see things like the Everfrost. As now Kaiser makes his way back out onto the map.
Does walk over a control ward.
Doesn't care.
Well, he didn't ping it, nor did he clear it. So I wonder if he was looking up towards Rift Herald or trying to, like, his map wasn't where he was. Obviously, it delays you as well to get those 4 auto attacks in, even though you have the auto attack reset. Weaver's Wall a possibility. Broken Blade puts the needle work down. Ignite now taking on Armor, who's going to have to flash away. Needles dodged at the end there.
Why did Armor flash there? His whole team was right behind him.
Makes Broken Blade step too far forward. A flash for a kill's enough. Shut down over to Armor.
Okay, it was clearly a bait, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like he didn't need to flash that, but Broken Blade, you saw him spam laugh, so he was
team up, get some cam vision on towards enemy raptors, find points where you can just engage on them and choke points. And I feel like having that blue buff up could be a point of rotation, but now having Jankos up towards the top side, Matt Lion spot it, and they start up the Drake for themselves.
I was wondering for a second there if Unforgiven was just cycling guns, but with Elyoya coming across, that will be Dragon secured for the Mad Lions. The Wave not in the best place to support Unforgiven in the bot lane anyway, so he has to wait for that to push back out towards him. But Mad Lions able to stabilize what was a very losing early game on the top side of the map, get themselves their first Dragon of the game. Rifthold still has about half its cooldown for Jankos, so we'll see where G2 are able to utilize their first neutral objective. But for the moment,
I'm enjoying the tranquility of it all.
Yeah,
It's nice.
It's something I thought about a lot, actually, as the Counter-Strike comes out and Broken Blade's able to dodge away. In football...
This is League of Legends, medic, not Counter-Strike.
Sorry.
I got you. I got you. I just did a medic.
That was good, man. That was good. Yeah, but in other sports, there's a lot of dead air, silence, right? And I kind of wish we could do that in League a little bit more.
Yeah, it was kind of like early on, the expectation shoutcasting was just you'd keep speaking.
But also, like, there's no... In football, there's possession, right? So if there was possession in League, I'd be like, Elyoya passes it to Kaiser.
In possession.
Over to Unforgiven. Down the wing, in the bot lane.
Could be tennis as well.
Moving forward.
They just don't talk while it's playing.
I think we should do that. I've had a lot of tweets telling me I shouldn't speak during the game. So maybe we just do that instead.
Next team fight, pure silence as we experience the beautiful team fights.
Simon and Garfunkel. That was 80s, right? Sound of
Simon
Silence.
and Garfunkel.
They sung Sound of Silence. Very famous duo.
I do know that song. Yeah, no, I know.
Taking a look at the map, though,
Here we
3
go.
members.
Kaiser Flash. Broken Blade. Locked up. There goes the Wukong on the Cyclone Whirling Death will be enough. Armor goes down. 2 kills over to G2. 1 answered in response. Broken Blade will fall, but Jankos going forward. That's 3 caps. Looks for the charm, can't quite land it.
Beautiful play from G2. They're quickly able to respond to the setup from Mad Lions. And the ultimate from Flacker doing massive work from all the way on the other side of the map means that G2 find themselves 6 kills to 3, and they're looking to push their lead even further.
So what is actually the trading here? Because Unforgiving is down on the bot side. I'm not sure if they can pick up the entire turret here. No one's responding to Unforgiven, so wonder how many plays he's picking up for himself and the Aphelios if he had the correct guns.
That's the thing. This is where your Counter-Strike knowledge will come in handy. What guns does he have? Has he got AK? Is it a Frenzy? Who knows? Unforgiven there.
That's Valorant.
Look, man, I don't play FPS.
It's a C-set.
Like, my hands aren't good enough.
Well, he was able to get a number of plates on the bot side of the map with only 1 left standing. You can see, though, that the gold's still heavily in favor of G2. But let's have a quick look back at this fight.
Well, starts off quite messy in the sense that they're flashing forward to blow everything on Broken Blade. But having this Lulu here really pays its dividends. The fact that you get to keep her alive for so long. Broken Blade has the leeching Leer as well. So the fact he gets to do so much AoE damage, well, it's actually a kill being picked up by Flacker. Really just pushing a lot. And down on the bot side, 5 plates. Flacker gets 4.
I feel like that fight honestly looked really good for Mads, and I do think that Flackett's damage was a bit of the difference maker there. On top of the fact that the Lula providing that extra utility from over the wall, but the wall positioning was good. The fact that they were able to lock down both the Gwen and the Trundle, I like the engage from Mads, but G2 end up executing on the play better. So they find themselves with the gold lead. Of course, the small Drake lead goes in favor of Mad. The next Dragon spawning in about 1.5 minutes. I expect that to be the next neutral to contest, but with the Herald spawning in about 45 seconds, looks like G2 instead is moving towards the top side.
And Flacker continuing his string of very impressive Draven performances. 100% win rate on it across the course of summer. I think he went 10-1 last week as well. Last week, just in general, he had a very strong performance. 19-1-6 with almost 900 damage a minute. The guy continues to step up when it matters for G2. Of course, this game matters quite a bit. A win here locks them into a playoff spot.
And he's been a player that's been under so much criticism going on to the weeks where G2 has been struggling. But like, think back to Spring Split where they're accelerating. They had a style where they just played on top lane, Jarvan in the jungle, and they played for Flacker down towards the bot side. He was the member getting them ahead. I think they're just getting towards back that, where you can finally play for him. They're put in a position where it makes sense to do this again. And I actually feel like he's been delivering ever since he's been on the Flacker criticism.
He certainly has, and he's looking to deliver once again today. The cross map comes through. Mad secure themselves their first tower of the game, as G2 is pushing in the top side and do the same. They have, of course, secured the Herald, which will assist in their siege pretty significantly. I will say that when it comes to taking down towers, G2 may struggle a little bit. They're not the longest range comp.
Yeah.
but especially when playing into a Talia, so this Herald will help them a lot. But Mad continuing to push towards this tier 2. I don't think they're going to be able to secure it. G2 should be able to get back in time. But this will give Mad an easy window in towards the Dragon. Niski being caught by Jankos.
Does have the cleanser, has the flash. Jankos flashes forward. Niski's going to flash across the wall here. Now, the rest of Mad Lions are coming up from that bot lane, so Jankos decides against going any further, but he has a beeline for the mid lane there alongside Flacker, and that might be a tower going down before Mad Lions are able to answer.
They could look here.
Solar Flare going in, Jankos locked up, Moonlight Vigil coming out as well as Unforgiven looks for the root on Jankos. There's just nowhere for him to go. The Weaver's Wall perfect from Niski, separates G2, Blackhead low as well, and he will fall. A shutdown over to Unforgiven as Broken Blade tries to join the fray, but he's in a 4v2 now, and that's not a fight you want.
And just like that, Mad Lions do what they do best, and they find a great fight. They just catch Jankos off guard, utilizing Niski's ultimate. It's all about who makes the calls on this team, right? So much discussion around Niski and Elyoya, the two primary shot callers. And you can see the synergy that comes together from Mad when that call is made. All four together, from the bot lane up towards the mid lane, committed to finding that play. They're able to get that pick. They find 2 quick kills. They get a tower top. They don't convert it into the Drake. They instead choose to reset, but immediately they can come back out onto the map and look to secure the next objective.
Yeah, but at the same time, positioning of G2 members there, knowing that so many members from the bot side was moving up towards the middle lane, it's a little bit questionable from G2, but now Mad Lions gaining that lead themselves can now set up for the Drake themselves.
Well, the thing is, from their perspective, Armor doesn't have TP, whereas Broken Blade does. So I think from G2, they're sitting there thinking, we'll always have the numbers advantage.
Yeah.
We'll be able to collapse first. So I think I understand why they're looking to set up that push, but perhaps the context is different if we do happen to get a replay. But in any case, Mad Lions now starting off the Drake.
Should be able to secure this one pretty easily. Armor's TP about to come off cooldown, but with the white gun, Crescendum, they should take that down. TP coming out, that's very late as well. Now the Rift Tower will go down, and they can use this TP to make sure that they have a numbers advantage for the mid lane
Try
push.
and cut them off guard.
As you say, Jankos trying to get a bit of a flank in here. Kaiser the one to step forward. Solar Flare available.
I like
Flash for him as well.
G2.
And Yoya can dash across the wall. Flash away by Kaiser. Good knockback though means Jankos is down to half HP. The Rift Tower is going to continue to charge forward. Armor now does have the TP. Any flank wards for him? One. You can see the pings already coming out. Armor's going to TP on this ward. He's going in behind them. Weaver's Wall comes out. Doesn't separate G2 enough. And now Armor's TP'd. And Broken Blade's like, hey mate, I'll take you on, with the rest of G2 trying to follow up. Armor dashes across the wall, and Mad Lions able to distract G2 enough that their tier 2 doesn't fall.
Yeah, but now you come into this awkward moment. We need to keep someone back, so they just don't push down our mid lane now and take care of the turrets. But really good play from G2 here. Get first mid lane turret, get the second charge off, and disengage at the right time. Mad Lions still looking, but can look for a long time if they want to find gold Broken Blade here.
Well, the smart response here from Mad Lions, they recognize that they can't secure that mid-tier 1, but someone has to stay there to catch it. Given the bot tier 2 is already so low and Armit's already pushing in that bot wave, they can actually rotate through the bot side jungle, get a bit of vision down, and they should be able to convert this into a tower as well. And you can see Elyoya cancelled his back there just to make sure that he hovered around, just to provide that extra bit of safety, and another tower goes down. So that pretty much evens up the gold, and Mad G2 looking to be a banger as we round out the day.
And great flexibility as well coming out from Mad Lions. I just love the fact that it's not just one linear style where we just meet in mid lane, we just fight it, but it's the fact that, you know, we get to see the flexible styles. Okay, moving down towards the bottom lane, then moving around the priority that you have, and also in terms of where the enemy has to be in terms of picking up those waves. So great game so far between G2 and Mad Lions.
Yeah, we've got a really good game of League here, aside from the, well, arguably solo kill from Broken Blade.
Is a solo kill not good for Broken Blade? Do we discredit him?
I would say that it was a little in from Armor, but in any case...
I'll also say it can be a good game of League without being the highest skilled game
No,
of
but
League,
I still think
know?
that like we're seeing a lot of great macro from both teams here, and I'm enjoying what we're seeing. Definitely sets us up nicely for some of the best of 5s that we expect to see, especially from Mad.
I mean, we'll definitely see them from Mad.
Yeah.
G2, not yet locked in playoffs,
Not yet
of
locked
course.
in, but with the win here, they could secure that with 10 wins. You will be securing that spot in playoffs, and if they do win, I think we have, what, 4 teams tied at 10 wins? Which means that first place spot is up for grabs, and Worlds contention becomes, well, very spicy indeed.
Actually, Grabs can't get it. BDS is 10.
Okay.
Good one! Let's go!
How'd you like that, Manny?
I hate it when people do it.
He is assimilated. He is
So with the gold dead even now, Dragon spawns in 2 minutes time, Baron in about, well, it is up. I don't expect teams to immediately rush towards it though. The next main objective for Mad is to take that outer tower, but given that G2 have secured all outer towers, they'll be looking to try and get a little bit more deep control and reclaim some control over areas of the map that they have lost.
Yeah, G2 currently using the fact they have a TP advantage to have Caps pushing in that top lane, have Broken Blade, where it doesn't have TP, down towards the bottom side, matching Armored, so Caps can always TP into a fight. Niski does have the Weaver's Wall. Vision was cleared out by Mad Lions down towards this bottom side last time Armored pushed forward. Jankos going in, Weaver's Wall down. G2 respected enough to back away, but this should be the tower falling for Mad. Their fourth of the game.
Just really clean play from Mad overall. The way in which they pressured mid, set up the bot wave, and then moved into the bot jungle to then create the flank with which Niski used the ultimate to either catch someone off guard or force them away from the tower, secures them that mid tier 1, which is the last outer tower for Mad Lions. And then G2, there's not really anything else on the map for them to take, so they're just going to use this window of opportunity to now reclaim some vision control themselves. And as our observers are highlighting for us, look at these wards that they have dropped in the top side jungle. It's just a very good back and forth game between the two teams where they're just trading things on the map. G2, they're going to start off the Baron.
Oh my god, this is so deadly in Mad Lions. Far side alteration comes out just for a little bit. And yeah, there we have it, G2 backed up. And I actually think it's a shame that G2 didn't play around more of that pick potential, because they had a wave coming through with Caps on the top side, which Mad Lions hadn't got the chance to ward up yet. So had the vision control been a little bit stronger, I'm not saying they would have won a big team fight starting, but maybe they could have gotten some summon spell, something to get back into that exchange where they lost their mid lane.
So what I loved about that Baron play was back in 2019, I used to have this conversation with Fisher all the time, which was that G2 had this thing where they would always test you, right? That old G2 roster, what made them really good is that they would say, hey, you should be able to dive us, but I'm going to stay here and see if you actually dive me. You know, you should be able to stop this Baron, but I'm going to see if you actually stop me doing this Baron. And
you should be able to win the World Championship.
That was a good example of G2 just saying, hey, I'm just here to check if you're actually staying on your toes and seeing if you're clearing the Baron, with which Mad, in fact, they were.
G2 needs to fight around this dragon, though, because it's the third of the game for Mad Lions, and Infernal Soul for them would be huge. Weaver's Wall going down, still a lot of HP on the dragon, though, as you say, a little bit early, but Niski was going to be a little bit off guard as Jankos goes in. Subjugate heals him up. Broken Blade looking for a bit of damage. The needlework starting to come out. Elioya diving in with the Cyclone. Unforgiven puts some damage down of his own with the Whirling Death, not able to kill off anyone quite yet. Armored Knight dives in onto Caps, but can't quite get there. The smite secured. Jankos takes it. Broken Blade dashes out. Jankos flashes out, and Subjugate heals him up. Broken Blade with a bit of damage. Needlework starting to come out. Elioya diving in with the Cyclone. Unforgiven puts some damage down of his own with the Whirling Death, not able to kill off anyone quite yet. Armored Knight dives in onto Caps, can't quite get there. The smite secured. Jankos takes it. Broken Blade dashes out. Jankos flashes out, and G2 all get out alive.
Rare side here, massive fight for Mad Lions, but G2 they pick up the Drake for themselves. No man goes down, but they stop the Drake stacking from Mad Lions, and that buys G2 5 extra minutes, which is crucial since Mad Lions have been dictating majority of the game so far.
Crazy that no one ends up dying off the back of that play. A surprisingly low number of summoners were actually used. You look across the board. Flash used from Jankos, exhaust used from Targamas. We saw a flash used from Elioya and a flash used from Armor, but that was pretty much it. The main problem for Mad was Elioya was forced to use his smite because of how low he got, which Jankos was quick to catch and immediately forced the Drake down, which means that G2 slow the Drake secures and keep the game very, very interesting.
Wonder if they can look for anything here, because they do have them on Vision. They are on a pink board here, so Caps, Jankos, they are on the run with members of Mad Lions coming up.
Niski has the Weaver's Wall in 6, 5, 4, 3. Elioya going in, stun onto Jankos as well. No flash on him. Remember, the knockback from Niski not quite timed correctly, and the charm from Caps is perfectly placed. Niski now needs to get the head out of there, but he's going to hell instead. He falls, and G2 on the chase. Subjugate from Jankos, counter-strike coming out from Armor. They try and kill off the jungler quickly enough, but they don't get the stun. Armor's still able to get it as Jankos dies to Unforgiven across the wall, and Armor will fall as well. 4v2 now as Elioya and Unforgiven try and retreat. Broken Blade low, but not low enough. Elioya's the one that goes down. Unforgiven now
G2 end up dominating the fight, and now they find themselves with the Baron.
4,000 gold in the lead. 2 minutes on the Baron for them as well. A tower falls in the mid lane. That's the tier 2 going down. G2, they stop the dragon stacking. They stop Mad Lions advancing in the top lane, and they find themselves in a sizable lead right now. Mad Lions, they had a desperation play a moment ago. Well, they need another one now. That actually works out if they're going to be able to stop G2 from taking this game and claiming their spot for the 14th time in playoffs.
So they're trying to get some gold on the top side as well, having Armored be the split pusher, buying some extra time with the Weaver's Fall, but of course you are playing against Baron up. They're going to continue to siege. They're not just going to get this turret, they're going to continue. So Mad Lions are just hoping at least they get something on the other end of the map, knowing that the bot side of the map is probably lost anyway here.
It's a single inhib give up deliberately. Now the Whirling Death did go out. I think Black is trying to stop the back here from Armor, and that's going to connect. Armor unable to back. But importantly, Unforgiven was able to recall and get back with his team. Whirling Death comes back, Armor pushes in, and because Unforgiven was able to get back and rejoin his troops, the Nexus Tower will not fall. Now Armor, no TP. G2 still going to push forward here. Unforgiven chased out, Gale forces away, Capslow knocked back, stunned up, but he's able to survive. Elyoya low as well as Broken Blade and Blackhead continue to advance. Armor now rejoins his team, and G2 will take a single Nexus Tower and get out.
I really thought we were going to get like Prey Arrow flashbacks there with Armor's back being passed up, but not the case this time around. They pick up one Nexus Tower, of course the inhibitor as well, but it just goes to show that now you cannot leave G2 unchecked. If they come to siege, you respond.
I think that they did a good job, though. I think there was no real way that G2 could have continued to push, especially with the health bars of Caps, but the pressure that they were exuding forced Armor to come back, which is really all they needed to do. The second that he showed up, they were able to disengage, but ultimately they got what they wanted. The next trade spawns in 30 seconds. This will be a big one for Mad Lions. Secure it, and they have a very clear win condition.
Crucially, Blackhead just picked up the Etcher of Infinity. 3 items on the Draven now.
Can't cleanse through that.
Can't cleanse through that. Try and push through it, but...
Look at G2, they just don't care.
Yeah, they don't need to.
They have control over the mid wave. They have the Baron buff as well. And yeah, Mad is going to be forced to back. They're going to have to go the long way around for this. This could be another inhibitor guaranteed for G2.
So Armor's going to stay around to try and get the Dragon. Whirling Death going out once again by Blackhead, maybe trying to steal it away. We're not going to secure it. Second inhibitor will fall as G2 able to take it. Remember, Dragon's very tanky these days, and that's a Wits End Divine Sundra. It's like not a Blade of the Ruin King or anything sitting on Armor, so he's going to take a while to chip away through that. Could be triple inhib here. They do have TP on Armor. Mad Lions don't have any wards, though. Weaver's Wall goes down, separates the minions from their destination, but the GPS comes back online, and they'll go towards the mid lane instead, apparently. Broken Blade, though, now stepping forward with this cannon minion. Second cannon going to join it. Inhibitor Tower, the third, has fallen. Kaiser flashes forward, stunned onto Broken Blade. Lots of damage onto the ground, and there's the shutdown. Unforgiven builds up the chakrams, but G2 can just back away. You don't have to fight this. You've got 2 waves of super minions pushing in. The inhibitor's still the target here for Caps. Gonna chip away at it. Unforgiven catches the wave in the mid lane. That inhibitor down to a couple of hits.
Oh, nice sidestep there from Flathead. Niski.
Zenith played onto Caps. There's the stun, but Unforgiven is nowhere near. Knockback from Niski doesn't connect. Armor has to dash away. Third inhibitor will fall for G2.
Wow, G2 playing this very patiently and very well. They're kind of playing at the limits of Mad's range, and they're just chipping away at the base. They secure themselves the third inhibitor. Flathead once again sidesteps the knockback. An initial engage from Kaiser looks very good. He waits for the miss to drop from Broken Blade and immediately pounces on that opportunity, knowing that he has no flash. But Flathead now taunting in the face of Mad Lions, looking to go 10 wins and lock a spot in playoffs.
Yeah, teleport coming through as well here. Broken Blade has his TP as well. Should they look to do it on the minions? No, they're doing it from behind, so nothing's tanking the turret.
Blackhead able to dodge away.
Dodges another one.
Blood rush coming out. And Mad Lions perhaps feeling a bit of a rush of blood to their head as they look for the adrenaline to find this next fight. Look for their opportunity, look for their window right now. G2 not giving them an inch, not giving them a second to breathe. Suppressed, suffocated within their own base. Mad Lions now staring down double supers in every single lane, and they've got a minute and a half of this left. Unforgiven, building up that Moonlight Vigil, flashes across the board.
Has good guns for a team fight. Question is, will Mad get one? Kaiser's looking. He has the Hex Flash, has the ultimate. Unforgiven ultimate coming up soon.
I mean, Madline's a little bit fortunate that these waves are unsynced. Cycling goes out, Caps able to dodge away from it. Armut diving onto Jankos as well, but Elioya charmed up, locked down, and shut out of the fight. Broken Blade now stepping forward with the needlework. Armut's going to have to flash away, exhaust down on him. Kaiser going in. Blanket pops the stopwatch. Broken Blade will fall. Niski takes him. Mad Lions, Unforgiven still untouched on the back line. Perhaps he can find a way for Mad Lions to win out this fight. Caps, Jankos, and Targamas able to get away. The flash away by Targamas keeps him alive. Survives for another day. The super minions there. The TP in by Armut. What you gonna do? Flash not there. Jankos low. Can heal up, of course, from the jungle. Has the smite as well. He's looking for Caps. Armut spotted on a ward now. Jankos has the blast cone. Smite, look at the health back. Weaver's wall coming out as well. Did he stop that with a pillar? Did he stop that with a pillar? Niski separated. Jankos, you absolute beauty. Flashed away. Niski gets away from the charm, but Mad Lions unable to collapse. Armut and Niski not on the same page because the pillar stopped Niski on the Weaver's wall. Jankos low. The shield from Targamas. The movement speed from Shurelius is enough. And G2 get the hell out.
And the longest fight of the game finally finishes. And it was an even trade-off between them, but crucially shutdowns were picked up from Mad Lions there. They get closer to the goalie. Oh, no, don't tell me.
Not this time, not this time.
Bait
Wow.
it.
I saw
Wait,
Jankos,
wait.
Jankos
Okay.
putting his hands together as well in thanks to Targamas, keeping him alive at the end of that small skirmish. We can see here the interrupt that comes through from Jankos. He doesn't get spotted on any vision. He's still sitting in the fog of war. He gets a lot of health and mana back, killing the Grom. Spots out Niski, interrupts him, makes it difficult for him to rejoin the fray. Of course, Niski does still have the flash in this situation. But now G2 back on the ban. There's nothing Mad Lions can do about it. So they'll have to play base defense once again.
Oh, such a scary situation, especially since you only have one Nexus turret to play on, and that turret is so low, you might just send Broken Blade in there and just try and take it down.
It is solo.
I don't get it.
It's only one of them. Usually they're twins. It's solo.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
That was
Thank
a
you.
great pun, mate. Good job.
It's very tense, a minute did a minute. That's what he did. Right now, first inhibitor has respawned. 45 seconds. You can see the timers just above the minimap on the bottom right of your screen. But the goal difference really, I mean, it does matter, but it all comes down to execution. Can Mad Lions find another great fight? Summoner spells are all down for the side of G2. And they're going for the engage.
Everyone dodges to the side. Niski going forward. And going so low already. The Cyclone gets onto them, and Jankos is separated from the team. Targamas trying to use the shields, the heals, the wild growth, whatever he can muster to keep G2 alive, and he's doing just that. Unforgiven, though, still untouched. 3v3 now. Caps look for something. Spirit rushes away, gets the reset. Unforgiven gets charmed. The reset from Caps, the extra Spirit rush, the long-range route, the gravitum, not enough. The rocks couldn't quite connect in G2. Targamas, Caps, and Jankos. Why is it always you three as you manage to walk away once again?
And all these fights just come down to the most smallest thing. Solar Flare Whiff. If that connects, that member dies surely. One auto attack that doesn't go through. One member that's not been soloed by all of them or targeted by all of them. These fights are so close between G2 and Mad.
Such a great wall from Niski into the knockback as well. The knockup from Elioya. You can see the Caps get stunned immediately. The Draven gets put into the GA. Elioya sacrifices his life for the engage, but that pillar placement, fantastic as well, because it helps create space between the G2 members. But the problem is Unforgiven. He is completely untouched on the back line, and if it weren't for that slow from Targamas, he would have cleaned up the fight.
And the thing is as well, there's no reliable engage on Unforgiven on the back line either. So with the cleanse, with the flash, he got so much mobility room around with. He's got the Gale Force too. So he's always going to be a nuisance unless somehow Broken Blade or Caps can find that flank on the back line. But that doesn't happen when you're sieging up the turrets.
Didn't even have to use his summoners in that last fight. Untouched, Unforgiven, but maybe he's finding some absolution in this game. 7,000 damage in that last team fight. Now, all three inhibitors have respawned. Mad Lions have an opportunity to get out of their base, but I don't think they're going to want to use it quite yet.
Summoner spells are the thing to keep track of. The Baron buff should be wearing off pretty soon, 30 seconds, but with the flash still unavailable for Flackhead, this is something that G2 just have to respect. They cannot siege while that is unavailable because Mad will use it as an opportunity to force the fight. With flashes available, G2's in a much better position to fight because as we're seeing, Mad is finding a much easier time of getting onto the back line than G2 is trying to get onto Unforgiven.
And this game right now with the current game state is just so unique because we're put in this position where there's quite literally nothing for G2 to get except the enemy base. And that creates this scenario all the time where it will have to come down to a fight. Caps now might be getting caught.
Caps saving the Spirit Rush charges here, lands the charm, cleanse away, Caps dashes. Where are you going to go? Still got the flash. He'll escape. Saved those Spirit Rushes, was able to get away. Jankos looking for
TP.
something here. TP coming in as well from Broken Blade. Kaiser can come across the wall though. Do they know that he's here? Niski low. Broken Blade takes him. Whirling Dead coming out as well. The Solar Blade will keep Broken Blade locked up, but Kaiser doesn't have the damage. Armor flashes away with the Igniter's ticking and he will fall. 3 quick kills to G2. Unforgiven, perhaps forgotten by the rest of his team. It's all on you. What can you do in this sort of situation? Gale Force into the charm, shut down, and G2 finally find the fight.
A massive team fight off the back of trying to kill Caps. He dances around the edge of death. He's able to stall enough time, and the collapse comes through for G2 to secure a win.
Clap, clap, G2 in their 14th playoffs. They have never missed it, and this season will be no different.
Great stuff from them. Early game, actually one of the better ones from G2 as well coming out. Not too many of the mistakes we used to see from them. Of course, a lot of that goes down to Broken Blade finding one solo kill, follow-up gang afterwards, getting that, but cruising into the mid-game, some issues towards the late game though, finding team fight, finding the right map movement. It took a little longer than they wanted in terms of closing out the game, but they get it done and they secure themselves a player spot that's so comfortable for G2.
Yep.
Mad now find themselves in a bit of an awkward spot of a 3-game losing streak. Of course, they have still locked that playoff spot, but as a reminder, because they did not qualify for playoffs last split, they're going into this playoffs with no points, which means that finishing the highest possible seed is really important, which means that getting as many wins as possible is really important. Now, of course, everyone is